Grown black folks talk grown conversation about consequences overtaking black people for their bad behaviors. I hate doing these kind of videos, but I have seen enough in the past, both locally and across the internets and across the culture. And I need y'all to understand something. I don't care who you are. I've seen black men sat on and collared by white men in a corporate setting live. I've watched as black pastors online. I found out I snatched out of church. I've watched black women who are gospel singers be absolutely humiliated doing what they're supposed to do best, being putting themselves and being put into situations that were completely and utterly on the biggest stages. And of course, I've watched icons at the moment where they are supposed to be experiencing their beatification. Yeah, I said that correctly. We have a thing that we do for men where we try to forget that they have a mixed legacy because we are in the culture of people who believe that heroic deeds were sufficient to gain access to either Valhalla or the Elysian fields, and that the cruelty and evil that you did along the way would be forgiven by the gods who were just as cruel because of it. So I've watched icons uh, be celebrated in that way, only for people to be talking about, but which one of those was his outside daughter? Beatification just being spoiled, just absolutely spoiled. So I've watched everybody live alive, different people get their consequences. And all I want to say to y'all, because I could have gone in more detail, but I won't. I'm just gonna say that I'm just watching. I'm watching people being overtaken. I'm watching black people begin to be overtaken. I do everything I can around me. I'm watching people ignore warnings and be utterly overtaken within months. Of course, now I've been through this for years. I'm sometimes the last person who will either warn you or check you. See, there are a lot of people. Confidence with Love talks a lot about how I can snatch out your whole voice box with this voice. And believe me, there are a lot of people who have experienced this voice at a level and a volume that has changed their lives and not necessarily for the better. But I'm not always trying to hurt folk with the voice. I'm not generally trying to destroy. Um, I'm generally either defending some things I have a responsibility in heaven and earth to defend, or I'm trying to get through your thick skull before far worse than me happens to you. Because, see, this is the thing. I'm actually not trying to hurt anybody out here. I'm a healer and a nurturer more than anything else. As a Christian, yeah, I'm switching soldier mode. If you need me to bring the sword of the spirit, I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring that because I have it. Uh, Sometime online, black men be talking foolishness and end up getting read all the way from Genesis 2, Genesis 1, all the way down to wherever, and get told they were in Satan's camp and given the scripture to prove it to be like, now, there's actually been a couple of once at least I've run up against a whole Satanist and got it blocked off the platform. I be out here and in regular life where I work, watch your step. Cause see, I'm one of those people that I have paperwork. Do you know where you were on October the 7th, whatever year that was? I know where you were. I got the paperwork, such and such, so and so. You coming up here now talking about nobody wants that. Not even me. But see, here's the deal. I'm not the worst consequences anybody ever faces because I don't really mean anybody any harm. I want you to back up off doing the foolery you're doing because you're not doing it to the people I have to protect. I ain't nowhere in the world. But as long as you're not doing that, we cool. But you're just gonna be ignorant and evil and willfully all these things all at once. And baby, when I tell you, you ain't gonna be ready when real consequences come get you and affect your legacy to three, four, five generations. You're not gonna be ready for the ritual humiliation that you're gonna face when white supremacy comes to show up that you ain't who you think you are. I have seen it all in the past 6 weeks. And I haven't talked about individual incidents, and I have not put the famous names into this conversation that I could. I could, if I wanted, chase clout and thank you for the 1,020 of you. I could have a lot more here if I just chased a little more clout, but I'm not interested in doing that. I don't need to trade on anyone else's big name for the people who are supposed to hear me. 1,020 people is already as large as a megachurch. I appreciate y'all being here. I take the responsibility very carefully. I don't come out here. I've actually made 2 videos today that I'm going to publish, and I've dropped 2 more that I wasn't ready to publish. I take it seriously. I fear God. I tell my Sunday school students the same thing I tell myself. God loves us, but he is not to be played with at all. My mother made me learn Galatians, I believe it's 6:17 as a little one. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. 6:18, for he that soweth to the spirit shall to the flesh shall the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit shall reap life everlasting. Which one did you want? Because we living in a world full of corruption right now. That's just what we're doing. It's what's for dinner and breakfast and lunch and even a snack. And see, what we need to understand as black people is if you want to do the foolery, there's no safety net for us. I am so tired of hearing black people talk, well, so and so gets away with it, but you won't. Get your life together. Get your life together. Even if you have your life together. I haven't put out a video since January 29th. Time would fail me to tell you everything that's happened to me and my family. I've told y'all about the ChatGPT scam. That is the least vicious. All stuff going on at work. Folk done lost their ever loving minds. I'm out here just using this voice, just backing people up. Basically, just being very quietly and professionally letting people know with the slick remarks that they made and wrapping those slick remarks very professionally around their neck and just tightening the loop. Because ain't no way you thought you were gonna come in here and do this to this group of black people. Let me put that back. Because see, you gave me enough rope. Now you get to see what that's gonna feel like. We not we not doing this. Using this voice to make people's life very, very difficult. Letting people know if I wanted to, your ego would die today. If I wanted to, just your last warning. Walking in on situations where consequences overtook someone and had ego deaths and humiliation so bad that there was nothing I could add to it. See, I'm not actually trying to hurt you. I'm gonna give you all the warning that you can as a fellow black person. I already know ain't no safety net for us. Y'all, I need you to get your life together. I need you to stop investing in messes. It is 2026. For those of you who were involved in the October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th giveaway of Season the Crypto Bull Run for financial freedom, if you had put some time into learning that, you would be in a completely different financial situation today than you would be if you didn't. Now, I don't know. A lot of people have copies of that book. People have come to me and told me, okay, this has really helped me. It's gotten far enough out there that people are coming to try to scam me because of it. Everybody thinks I have all this money. No, I didn't have that much to invest. I'm not a rich woman. I just have knowledge, and I want you to have it because you don't have to be a rich person to better your situation. But I know a whole bunch of people that just kept on investing in mess and didn't get on it. And now it's too late. But it's not too late to make your life better. You got to turn your attention away from the mess and you got to focus on those things that are going to build yourself up and build yourself up with your families. I'm literally watching black people just put themselves in situations that they are not going to get out of. Can't nothing. Icon can't do nothing about the fact that people are sitting up there talking about that folks showed up at his event not prepared, not dressed, and talking about which one of his was his daughter, his outside, and which was his other daughter. He can't do nothing about one of his relatives getting up there and throwing shots at whole former presidents at his funeral, if I understand that event correctly. He can't do nothing about that. That's how he gonna be remembered. That's the last time we gonna hear that name for a minute. The gospel singers who were up there acting a straight fool, they ain't going away. That's the last time we gonna see them for a minute. And then on all the local areas, like the times I've been out in San Francisco during this winter when winter was wintering for a couple minutes here. Old black men gathering piles of leaves and trash together to burn under a bus stop to warm their freezing hands. And like I said, an entire humiliation ritual, a corporate humiliation ritual. As black man got returned to a boy live. I warned him. A lot of people did. I've been out here. I've been telling y'all, and I've been telling y'all, and I've been telling y'all. Y'all, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, I'm telling you, 2026 is about to get real, real. You do know that Mr. Trump got up and said if you have wars, you don't have to have elections. Now that's not how any of it works, but he did the tell to kind of show his hand about why we're gonna be in war with Iran and whoever else throws their head up for a little while so that those midterms can be canceled. And if he can cancel the midterms, that also means if he stays in war, he can cancel the next election too. So he can stay there as long as he wants if he gets away with this. Y'all do know that if he can get away with that, there's not much else he can't get away with. I need you to get your life together. I need you to get your finances together. I need you to pay attention to what's going on around you. I need to get yourself and your family ready. I've been predicting for some time that rough times were coming. Confidence, love, and I were breaking down Project 2025 2 years in advance. I'm out here trying to get you ready for the spiritual bull run 2 years in advance. I told y'all about the PPP loans, and it took a year longer than I thought, but the folks out here getting snatched up. Let's not even talk about the Klarna scams and all the rest. I need y'all to get out of the way of the consequences that are beginning to overtake the bulk of our people, beginning from the most prominent down. I've seen things this past 6 weeks that have broken my heart. And there will be more. Get out of the way of it. Get your life together. Just like I'm over here having seen that, I'm like, yep, I have to do even more work to get my life together, which is why you don't see me as often. I got to keep my parents' life together and I have to make sure mine is together. So you're not going to see me as much this year. As much as I have done, there's still more. Get your lives together. Get your lives together! Because them consequences are coming for people that aren't. It's happening. Get your life together. Get your life together. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Hopefully, I'll have a chance to get outside and we'll do something a little bit more cheerful in the park soon. Goodbye. Thank you for listening.